Hi everyone, welcome to the AP Podcast, brought to you by AP International, a global leading logistics and transportation solutions provider, helping businesses manage their supply chains more efficiently.
Hi everyone, this is Sam from AP and welcome back to the latest episode of the AP Podcast. Today we decided to talk about the food industry and the logistical challenges it faces. As you probably know, the work behind purchase and sale of food products such as fresh, frozen food, beverages, meats, and groceries requires precision and attention to details. Just think of all the products available in grocery stores. For example, have you ever thought about beef cubes you buy in the store? Well, these pieces of meat come from far away, so how do we preserve them? How do we keep meat fresh? How do we make sure the meat will be on the shelves tomorrow? There's a lot of questions to ask, and that's good news because our guest today is here to answer us. So I am very pleased to introduce a colleague of mine, Mr. Pierre Bélanger, Fresh Products Director at AP International. He's an expert in the field with many years of experience. Hello Pierre, thank you for joining us today. Would you mind telling us a little bit about your professional background?
Hi Sam, I would like to thank you to start to invite me to share a little bit of my knowledge, experience, expertise after my 35 years of experience, just to say 35 if not 40, in the produce industry. I was for a little over 35 years part of the wholesale business in Montreal as a sales rep, buyer, and I did a lot of logistic throughout my years. So because I was regarding sales, I was selling through different customers. I mean, going from the little private one to all the major chain stores, DCs, because we were delivering to the warehouses, not to the stores. And I was also involved in sales throughout Eastern Canada, including Maritimes, Ontario, and a little bit out west. So that covers my a brief resume of my career in the produce industry. And after what I joined the team, the AP team, to venture a new challenge with Richard and his team to open up a little bit of business into the freight brokerage for fresh produce. So that's where I sit now. So hopefully this answers your question as far as my experience on in the produce industry.
Do you mind describing us a typical day at work? What is a typical work day like?
A typical day at work. Well, it's every day follows each other, but they're never the same. So, but basically, I mean, the way I run my days, when I walk in the morning, I usually give a call to the customer that I'm dealing with to see if there's any project, any business for the day, or anything that they're working for the next couple of days coming over. So that way I can start to look into different type of freight that these guys would need. Might it be over in Florida, in eastern United States? Might it be from Arizona, Texas, or California? So that's on the inbound portion as far as the request from my customers. So and yeah, like I said, I stay in touch with them on a daily base or every second day just make sure that I'm in their face like more than once a week. So I don't wait for them to call me up. I mean, I will chase them. And that's a little bit of the nature of the produce industry. You have to chase your customers in order to make things happening. It's not something that they will send you a text or an email once in a while and here, I need this or that. I mean, I have to create some action with those guys because they're solicited by many other brokers, many carriers, independent carriers that will touch base with them directly. So it's like we say in English. I mean, the early birds catch the worm. So if you're not in their face on a daily basis or every second day, they will just forget about you and think of you once in a blue moon. So, and that's not what I'm aiming for. When I know what their expectations are or what their needs are, I will start to work to find a truck for them that will meet what they're expecting. If they need, like, if they go down in Florida and they're asking me for a third morning delivery, I know that this is standard for a solo driver. If they need something in a day and a half or 2 days, well, I need a team down in Florida. Same thing for California. I mean, we could go on for any other origin. Like California, you're usually on a solo driver, a reefer with a solo driver, you're usually talking about a fifth morning delivery. So if you load on a Monday, you're going to assume that you know for a fact that the guy will be leaving on Tuesday. So go from Tuesday plus 5 days, you're looking at Saturday delivery. So that's what they call the fifth morning delivery for a solo. If they require a team, which is a lot faster, you can expect delivery to happen like on a third morning. So if you load on Monday, you got to figure Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning, the order has to be there. If you load on Tuesday, the order will be there for Friday if you load on a team. So bottom line is that you have to get your customers to tell you what they need, and for us to adjust ourselves to the requirement of the request. So that's basically what it is. So instead of waiting for a fax or not a fax but an email, because fax belongs to history now, but I mean, I work in order to make things happen. So that's my daily routine.
So how do you and your team ensure that you are able to carry out requests entrusted to you?
Now, when I get an order from a customer to pick up product from point A at the origin, for me to manage to bring it to him in the timely fashion, transit time. I mean, it's very simple. I mean, I have to understand what he's carrying, when he wants to pull, and when he wants to have the delivery for. Like I've explained to you a little bit before, it all goes with the time of transit allowed by the regulations. So Florida is like a third morning delivery. Texas and Eastern Arizona, you're looking at fourth morning delivery. In California, you're looking at fifth morning delivery. These are all by a solo driver. Obviously, you cut the time by at least a third of it when you do with a team, because it's a little bit different as far as the amount of hours allowed on the road for the truck to roll. So from there, once you understand the time fashion with the customer, you also have to understand what the product that you're going to be hauling will be like. I mean, for that, you have to understand that if you're looking at cold stuff, warm stuff, or hot stuff, like it could be anywhere from iced broccoli to watermelon pick and pack and load off the field. Driver has to understand that he has to be careful with the temperature. He has to communicate if there's anything that's somehow different than what he's asked for. Like I'm always putting on my booking little request for the driver for him to take pulp temperature sampling at loading, and to compare those pulp temperature that he's getting with the requested temperature on the bill of lading. So, because the shipper will require a certain temperature regarding every different product that he's going to be shipping. And every product has a specific temperature that needs to go throughout the transit time. So from there, if there's any issues or whatsoever, we need to be informed ASAP. So I mean, this is communications that we put out there with the carrier or his dispatch for him to get the driver to understand what he has to come through. And from there, we have to keep the communication line open up with the customer if there's any issues. I mean, I will never interfere with the shipper as far as the condition of the product in transit. I will always get the customer who the product belongs to tell me what condition he wants on the transit. If the guy requires a certain temperature, for instance, as an example, if you're looking at tomatoes, usually a bill of lading will state to maintain temperature on the loaded tomatoes between 54 and 56. But if the customer pulls the tomatoes a little too early because he badly needs the stuff, he could ask me to pull the load and roll it for a certain amount of hours at a temperature of 62 or 64, then lower the temperature to 58 after a certain amount of hours, which is not what it says on the bill of lading. So that's the bottom line, is that the customer is responsible of his own load. I mean, our mandate is to make sure that everything will be carried under the best environment as possible with his instructions. So, because at the end of the day, he is the one responsible for the product and we're responsible for the freight. So we have to make sure that we have the good drivers, the good companies that we're working with. So that's how we close up an order with the customer.
Given that this is a very competitive industry, what would make a client choose you and your team over another?
Well, now the question that makes it or break it: why choosing AP International versus any other teams? And I think that's an answer that belongs to a team and not a single person, and every single person has an impact on the whole team. So all that being said, why choosing us versus another one? I mean, there's a relationship that you build with your customer throughout the years. I had the chance, like I've said earlier, to work, to serve, and to buy from some of the customer that I'm actually serving as into logistic. So for me, it's a matter of keeping the same track of mind as far as honesty, integrity, and quality of service that I can provide. I mean, if I say something, I'll do it with the best of my knowledge, and I will put the stories and excuses aside. You're going to tell me that. Excuse my language, but shit happens in the business sometimes. Yes, it does happen. And one thing that I've learned, I mean, there's no excuses for myself to hide behind a problem. I mean, every problem deserves a solution, but when you have a problem that occurs, I mean, you have to stand up on your foot and call up the customer and advise him of so. And from there, if there's any temporarily action that the customer has to take in regard of a problem or a certain issue that where we will not be able to meet the transit time or the mandate that we were given, at least there won't be any sour taste into the final issue as far as being a little late or later than expected. I mean, everybody's on the same pace. That's why communication line is crucial. Yes, we're in a very competitive industry, but I do believe, and I think time has proven that right, that price is not the issue of a good relation between a supplier and a customer. The integrity that you're going to put out there, the good relationship that you're going to maintain with the proper communication line, with the honesty and integrity, it all comes back to one thing. The customer will be happy and satisfied about the service that you're going to provide. And also in that regard, I mean, sometime with some requests from customer, time has proven itself right also that there's no offense when you answer no to a customer. I mean, a no is not something, an answer where you're going to shut a door. If you're convinced that you're taking the right decision, you can share the explanations with the customer why you don't want to do it, or why you don't want to do it the way the customer wants it. And trust me, the time will prove itself right. I mean, at the end of the day, customer will only gain a bit more respect to you. And this is something that will grow and strengthen up the relationship that you're going to maintain with the customer. So why choosing us? It's not the price. Price is never the answer on that kind of situation. Price has nothing to do with the strength of the relationship between a supplier and a customer. I mean, if you want to look for a long-term business, you have to prove yourself before anything else. So, I mean, as a team, I think AP International is doing great, and the growth of our business has proven it right. So that's it. I mean, that's the way I see it. And thank you again for allowing me a bit of time to share this bit of expertise with you guys. And talk to you soon.
Thank you, Pierre, for being here with us today. It was so much interesting. This is Sam from AP, and I very much look forward to being with you on the next episode. Find us at apinternational.ca or AP International on LinkedIn, Facebook, and our YouTube channel. Thanks again and see you next time.